you guys want to get into our new weekly anime that just came out that we're all super hyped for. It's called Hell's Paradise. It's another show from Studio Mappa. It's kind of rounding out the dark shonen trio that they're putting out with Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, and Jujutsu Kaisen. So one thing before we get into the episode, did you guys think the animation was up to par with those two shows?
What do you mean? Like this animation up to par with like Chainsaw Man?
And Jujutsu
Top 10?
Kaisen, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's basically like this is Mappa's money right here, you know?
Right.
So, in my opinion, I feel like it has potential to be, but I don't think we really got to see a whole lot of, examples of what Mappa can do in this episode. There wasn't really a lot of stuff going on that really like showed you what they can do. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
That's what I was gonna say, Tyler. Really, the only thing that we got to see that was a little special was that fire move that was done. The what were they calling them? The ninjutsu at the very end of the episode, which looked wonderful. It looked amazing, but nothing else really happened. He was trying to get pulled apart by bulls and stuff like that. We got to see a shot with him inside of some fire, which looked really cool. But I don't think there's a big enough sample size to really judge it quite yet.
I was gonna say I think it was on par with the not crazy scenes from those two shows.
Yeah, well,
I can say that. Yeah,
I'm sure it's gonna hold up to it because this is their main focus title for this spring season or whatever until Jujutsu Kaisen comes out. So I think they put a lot of time into it, honestly.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys. I was just curious. Tyler, you want to get us into a little summary of episode 1 that does not have a name?
Yeah. So it didn't have a name. It's just called episode 1, I guess, because Mappa, use all the money, animating and shit. So
couldn't afford any characters.
Yeah. Just name it episode 1, save money. So we start off by seeing the main character, Gabby Maru, trying to be executed, but turns out he can't easily die. Even though he wants to, apparently, or he says he does anyways, they still try many different ways to kill him, and all of them fail. Turns out he's a superhuman shinobi. So this was a fun little episode, and I could tell right away that, like the boys said, it's Mappa's work. How do you feel about our boy Gabby Maru and all of his skills? Do they make him feel a little OP off the jump? Do y'all like that type of thing?
Yeah. So I've said in the past, I really enjoy shows where they don't have 47-minute training montages or show somebody with no skill at the beginning. So I thought it was really cool that he actually was a full-blown ninja assassin right off the bat. And it's going to let him get right into the story too. It's not like, Naruto where they have to go to school for 300 episodes to learn how to make shadow clones.
At 7 years old, yeah. Skip that. Miss me with that.
Dog and Naruto. Damn. Pick Black Clover at least. At least Bass hates that.
The guy's Black Clover's different though, because he's already swole.
Oh,
he doesn't have any magic, so he's got his anti-magic swords. He just swings them because he's fucking ripped.
Well, pick Deku, bro. My hero.
Nah, he just doesn't want me talking about Naruto. That's all this is.
We're not allowed to bad
I knew that
Naruto
was going to get under
anyway.
his skin. I knew it. But no, I thought he was a really good character. Having one episode as a sample size, I thought Gabi Maru was pretty awesome. They kind of started off, and whether they were trying to attempt to execute him. Tyler, did you have a favorite execution attempt?
Oh man, I don't need
So I'll list them off for you. So
I think the boiling one was pretty
Death
decent,
by bowl.
because the animation kind of went pretty hard on that. I think his eyes lit up. He looked like a demon, kind of. Did he not?
Yeah, that's what I was talking
one?
about just a few minutes ago. That shit looked dope.
You just see him flex his legs, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So basically, what this is you have two bowls, and Bulls are pretty fucking strong. I think they say that the average human leg is capable of withstanding like 500 kilograms of force, and bulls pull at about 1,000.
Something like that, yeah.
So in reality, this form of execution should literally split you from your groin through your chest and just pull you in two, which would have been fucking nuts to see. But thankfully, our main character
he's been doing his Kegels, boy. He's been doing his
I was
Kegels.
saying, he's been doing his Kegels. But thankfully, the main character didn't die in the first episode, and we got to see a little bit of just how strong he was. I'm gonna have to agree that was my favorite form of execution. I just thought it was ridiculous.
I forgot about that too. And with that, like, you know, every other thing was kind of, iffy because he kept on saying he wanted to die, he wanted to be executed, stuff like that. And at that point, the Bulls, we knew after that situation that he really didn't want to die. There's no way you could not do what he did and want to die, So
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And that was our first little time where we realized, okay, he's just not the hollow that people think he is,
Yeah.
the hollow man that people think he is.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty interesting the way they did that because the whole first 10 minutes he's just talking about how he wishes somebody would be able to execute him, and then they just flip flop it and like, where did this come from? So
Yeah, I think they did a really good job introducing that because Sagiri, who is one of the other characters, she is a female inspector, quote unquote, from the shogunate's office, and basically
Right.
he's kind of like talking to him, like taking notes, like, "Hey, why do you want to die?" All this kind of stuff, and it kind of gets a little backstory from him. So Gabimaru actually is from, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's a town where basically all the men are assassins and warriors, and the women are there just to make babies. And he gets hooked up with the chief's daughter, and she's trying to just be a really good person, and it's like changing him, and I think he doesn't like that. So basically he goes to the chief and says, "Hey, I can't do this with your daughter. I gotta get out of here." And he basically gets almost killed by the chief and all the assassins in the town, and I think that's how he ends up in prison essentially. So
Yeah. So I think what actually happened, he was trying to make
I think you got a mission, right?
yeah, he did end up getting a mission. Um but before that, when he was talking to the inspector, Sagiri, he was trying to make it seem like he didn't like his wife.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to get out of the marriage to the leader of that village. And what it actually ended up being was like he really loved her and she wanted to end like just live like an ordinary life. Like you were saying, Dan, the ladies were just there to have babies and all the men were like warriors or ninjas. Um, but I think he went to the leader and was like, "Hey, like, can I just leave? Like, can we just live an ordinary life like she deserves?" And then he was like, "Nah, bro, you dead." So I think that's actually how he ended up at that point.
yeah,
Pretty sure.
I was gonna say, thanks for stealing my spotlight there, Chief.
Anytime, brother.
Basically, he goes to his final form of execution where he actually has to fight Sagiri, and she is a member of the Asaman clan, and she's basically like called the Decapitator. Like she is an or executioner / sword tester, and she says she's gonna kill him, and he kind of panics, grabs one of the guards' swords, and they're going at it. And she basically says the reason you don't want to die is because you actually love your life. And then we get the exact same flashback we had of like him not enjoying it, with him actually like really enjoying it and loving her and everything else. And I thought it was a really cool way to introduce that because like sometimes people think one way, but in reality they feel the other way. And they did a great job of conveying that.
That was a really cool little thing that they did.
And I kind of think that like he thinks that way. He wants to think that he hates it because he wanted her to live a better life without him. So he's making himself think that he hated it. That way he feels less guilt and regret, maybe when he did leave her, I guess, and die. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's so much as that because he didn't ask to die. He asked to take her from the village, and that was his punishment.
Yeah.
I think it was more that.
I mean, he didn't even really get punished by them. He gave a mission, and it was like a trap. It was a
It was a
setup.
full setup, and that's why he's
Yeah.
in jail.
So, but technically, he didn't like the chief wasn't just like, hey, no, we're not doing this. He did it on the sly, and Gabby Maru figured it out. He was like, I should have known, that this was the way it was going to be. This was going to be a setup. So I was kind of digging that, the way they played all that. So
Yeah, it was a top tier first episode. Like really, it got me hooked and a pretty well invested into the story. I even made my mom watch it with me.
okay.
And she was like, "Yo, this is actually really good."
Your
I
mom
had
watches anime like that?
no,
No.
This is
No,
the
not
first
at
time
all.
I've ever tried to make her watch it. She just came in. She was at my apartment. She just came in the living room. She's like, "Yo, what is this?"
You should have
And I
got her
was
to
like,
watch Silent Voice, bro.
Man, I'm gonna talk to y'all about that, bro.
I'm not doing that to Mama Bass.
"No, I would never." That's a sweet lady, Tyler.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was cool how they showed Gabby Morrow was pretty much in denial. It felt like he just had given up on himself and was like, this sucks, and I'm ready to go. I don't care about my life. But
Yeah, it's kind of like his shinobi programming. It's kind of like how the Anbu in Naruto think the same way. That's kind of the parallel I saw there. They're
Yeah,
just
that's a good point.
emotionless killers. I mean, that's what shinobi are trained to be.
Yes.
So after that, it keeps going into a fight between Sagiri and Gabimaru, and then out of the blue, she just pulls a pardon out of her pocket and says, "Hey, does this sound cool? This is from the Shogun." And he's obviously interested because he wants to live and wants to be with his wife, and it kind of leads us into an introduction of what the show is actually going to be, and it introduces us to Paradise, which is essentially this magical island that they found that has potentially the elixir of life, which the Shogun obviously wants because classic anime scene, somebody wants to be immortal.
Right.
And
fun fact, that's actually how gunpowder was made. They were looking for the elixir. They were trying to make the elixir of life, and they ended up making gunpowder. And isn't that ironic?
Like in the anime or like
No, in
IRL?
real life. In real life,
Oh.
that is actually how gunpowder came about in China.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were looking for the elixir of life and created mass death. Hey, but back to anime. Sorry.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, bro. This is why y'all listen to this podcast, because not only did we give y'all good anime takes, we give y'all history.
we drop facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But so we get an intro into Paradise or Heaven or the other side, as people call it, and it's this beautiful island. Like, I was blown away by the animation of the flowers and everything from those scenes. It was absolutely stunning. And they get into it, and they send a boat there, and basically it's to go explore and find this elixir of life. And the boat comes back with just flowers through it, and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, a little weird right there. Then all of a sudden, the boat pulls up to the dock, and these two onlookers just basically go in and they pick up the flowers, and they just notice that it's like a fucked up human body, which is like growing flowers. So I'm really interested to see where this show goes. I think it's gonna be super fucking cool.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like chopped up, but there were flowers growing out of it. So yeah, they have my interest.
Do y'all have any
And they
like
have my
thoughts
attention.
on what, why, and how that's being caused?
Nope, no fucking
Anything?
clue.
Yeah, man, I'd have to
Tune
be a
in
wizard
next
to
week
understand how
on-
that works.
Tune in next week on Dragon Ball Z, dude. Like, that's it. They left such a good hook.
They did.
I think that it's something to do with the fact that they got there and they kind of got greedy and they tried to drink the elixir. And I think that maybe it's being like it's like what they do with the like Mona Lisa and stuff like that. They put fake shit up to protect the real shit. You know what I mean? So maybe it's something like that, and they think that they're getting the elixir, but it's not actually the elixir, and this is what happens.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna
that's
be crazy.
that's
It's
my
good.
theory.
And I thought it was really impressive. They set up the whole story in one episode.
Yeah.
And isn't this is this just 12 episodes for one season, or is this a self-contained 12 episodes, guys?
I think
Uh,
it's a season. I want to say it's a season. I think the manga is ongoing, and I have to look into that, and we will let you know next week.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
But yeah, they did a really good job at setting up the episode. I was very, very, very impressed with that. I mean,
want
setting
more.
up the season. I'm
I
going
want
to
more.
stop changing those words around.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
excited to see where it goes. So it's there's a we know a lot of things, but we know nothing still. So
Right.
it's pretty interesting. So
Oh yeah, they got the hook in all of us, man. And like based on what I've seen in Twitter and everything else, like this show's getting hyped up. So hopefully it sticks to,
Here we
go. It keeps it up, man. It doesn't let me down.
and like I don't know if y'all seen the cover art of this, but it's like 10 people or something like that. I'm not sure, but they all look kind of badass, honestly. And I'm just who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean we're getting a little, from what I understand, we're getting a little survival of the fittest in this front too. Gabimaru isn't going to be the only one. It's going to be a bunch of death row inmates essentially going at it, trying to get the elixir of life, and whoever wins gets the pardon. So I'm really excited for that.
Maybe.
Oh, that's going to be really fun. I hope it's like that.
Yeah, that's what they said it was going to be. So
Hey, maybe
yeah.
Ego's over there on the island, bro, and he's just waiting to say lock off.
Yo, chill.
Oh.
God damn it, Tyler.
Well, on that note,
Yeah,
you
let's
guys want
go.
to get into our movie review for the week?
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Hit us off, bro.